This is a segment where we take a look at a board game based on an IP, and I tell you if the IP and the mechanisms match. Today we're looking at Bob Ross, The Art of Chill.
The first thing you'll do is you'll have Bob Ross set up, and you'll be competing against him. If he ever makes it to the end of this track, then he's finished, and you'll move on to the next painting. Or if somebody painted all three of these that are on here, then that painting will be finished, move on to the next one. So the first thing I do in each turn is you're going to roll the dice and do what it says. After you roll the dice, you will have access to 3 actions unless something gives you more. The first thing you do is take an art supply card. You can take one of these face-up cards or a random one from the top of the deck. Think Ticket to Ride right here. Second possible action is we'll utilize your palette. If you had a card in your hand, you may put it on your palette. The last one is paint a feature. This is going to be really with the grunt of the game here, what you're trying to do. So each painting will have 3 different options of different combinations. So here you need yellow, white, and blue, and this type of paintbrush. You can see the different options. When your scoring marker gets to chill, that means you win the game, and you will be able to tell everybody you're friends with Bob Ross.
Many of us grew up watching Bob Ross paint, and I guess maybe some people painted along with him. I guess that was the concept of the show, and that's kind of what you're doing here. You're painting with Bob Ross, but you want to paint quicker than him, which pulls out of the theme just a little bit. So you're going to be painting pictures with Bob Ross and applying that with the different colors of paints and moving up along him. There is a little bit of loss in the thematic purpose of trying to get ahead of him and not painting just what he is painting on the screen. But the rest of it, like painting and having the different colors, having Bob Ross in it, is all going to have a progression of what amounts to a fairly good mass market board game. This is when I kind of surprised people when it came out. There were 2 Bob Ross games. One I haven't played, but this is the one that kind of stood out as being the champion of the 2. And it's a very fun experience as you're going through. And for the most part, the IP and the mechanisms do match as you're painting up the pictures. And then you're rolling the dice to move Bob Ross. That's where it kind of leaves me a little bit and leads you down a path that maybe thematically it isn't there as much as it could be. But other than that, a very solid appearance here from Bob Ross, The Art of Chill.